this is Iris, and today I'm going to be doing this hairstyle, which was a request made by a person that I will link in the information box. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that Beauty Choice is holding a contest to give away a Cortex 4-in-1 clipless curling iron, which is also featured in this video. There is a $20 off coupon code that expires in the information box as well. And this clipless curling iron comes with 4 barrels. They are all interchangeable, so you have different sizes in one. It also comes with a glove, and the temperature is adjustable. I did use the smallest barrel to create these beautiful curls, and I believe that they are very timeless. You can use them for any special event, but in this case I am posting this video hoping that someone will use it for Valentine's Day. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to section my hair and part it where I want it to fall. My part was actually ended up being a little bit too much in the center. I would highly recommend that you part it a little bit more down toward like the point of your eyebrow rather than the arch. Then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to section it like so, and I'm going to use these thin sections. It's kind of like 1 to 1.5 inch sections depending on the thickness of your hair. So I'm just going to tie the rest of my hair back and out of the way, and then I'm going to go ahead and start working in these real thin long sections. So as you can see, I took a section here in the front, and I'm going to go ahead and start using my clipless curling iron. And I'm going to show you the angles that I'm holding my clipless curling iron in so that you can see how to hold yours when you're trying this style. So what I did is I started off at the base of the hair, and I wrapped the hair around, trying not to twist it at the same time, but letting it lay flat on the curling iron. And then I pushed the hair back towards the base of the curling iron. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to clip my hair so that it can cool off and stay in this particular curl rather than letting it go and letting the curl kind of like fall out. Working in these thin sections and clipping your hair as well as pushing the hair toward the barrel are the secrets to keeping these curls real tight and very much spiraled. This is a totally completely different look than what you usually see other people do with clipless curling irons. And I'm just going to continue doing this and then clipping the hair in place all the way through this whole side section of my hair, which I'm going to part right behind my ear. So I'm just going to continue working in those thin sections that I showed you before. And I am using a rat tail comb to kind of like continue to create these sections. You can use your finger as long as you are using thin layers of hair rather than thick sections. So again, as you can see, I'm wrapping it flat around the wand, and then once it's down, then I just push it all the way towards the base. Again, just showing this to you guys just for the sake of keeping it all in order. I don't want to skip any steps because I want you guys to see that all of the curls are going toward my face. And this is the last curl here. I'm trying really hard not to twist the hair, but just let it lay flat, and then making sure that even the ends are touching the curling iron. And having this heat protected glove really helps me to be able to hold the hair down. And you are going to hold this a little bit longer than usual because you do want these curls to last. And then just clip it down, but here I'm just kind of like showing you guys what it looks like. It's like a little spiral. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, but I'm going to create another section just like I did on the other side with the, going behind the ear. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to work in sections, but there's going to be a couple of things that are different. Right here at the top curl, I'm going to hold my wand down like this, and I'm going to push the hair back up on top. And then the bottom hair that's wrapping around the wand, I'm going to push it up towards the base of the curling iron. And I'm just going to hold this hair kind of like back, and then I'm going to clip it in place. And this section here, which is closer to the ear, is going to move away from my face rather than toward my face. So that's just a couple of things that went a little bit different. So now I have all my curls in place, and I'm going to release the back section of my hair. Make sure that it's brushed and untangled. And then I'm going to section the top and bottom half. You can skip this step if your hair is not as thick as mine. But if your hair is as thick as mine, then you definitely want to section it off. And I'm just doing curls. Try to do all of your curls in the same direction, because you do want to brush these together later. So I'm just showing you guys what the spiral will look like. They're not as tight as the ones that I have around my the rest of my face. Then I'm spraying some flexible hold hairspray, and I went ahead and took out the clips that were holding all the curls. I'm adding some more hairspray because I'm going to be sculpting and styling these sections that frame my face. Then I'm just taking a regular comb and I'm pushing my hair back, smoothing it out, adding a little bit of hairspray, and then bringing a little clip and clipping my hair back. Then I'm just going to let it dry and cool off before I start working with a little bit more sculpting. And yeah, just let it be for a little bit. Spray a little bit more hairspray if you'd like. And you definitely want to use flexible hold, because we're going to be brushing some of these curls out. Once the hairspray has dried, then I'm going to go ahead and release it and just kind of like feel around and make sure that it's not like too crispy. You want it to really be flexible. You want it to be available to be brushed. And then I'm going to just run a brush really gently through my curls. Don't pull on it too much because you'll get frizz. And if you do get frizz, you can just use like some pomade to smooth it out. But you don't want to create too much static. You're just kind of like really gently kind of blending all of the curls together to create waves. Once you're pretty comfortable with the waves in your hair, then you can go ahead and start styling the sections that frame your face. So up here, I'm just running a brush through it, and then I'm kind of wrapping it around my thumb, and that will kind of set the tone for the way I want the hair to be placed. Then when you have your hair where you want it to be, you'll place a little bobby pin right behind your hair, and you really want to conceal this bobby pin. And then with your other fingers, you can kind of work with the rest of your hair and sculpt it as high as you want it to go. Then you want to take another little section, especially if you have long bangs, and you want to pin those in place as well. Again, make sure that you put the bobby pin behind the hair and then pin it downward so that it's very much concealed. You don't want these bobby pins to show at all. And right there with the other hand, I'm just kind of creating height on my hair. And then smooth the other side of your hair with a comb and some hairspray, and then bobby pin it in place the way you want it to be. And then make sure that your hair does conceal the bobby pin. After this, you're going to go ahead and just fix any final, make any final touches, and you're pretty much done. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to know more about the inspiration and the request that was made, check the information box. Don't forget about the contest that's being held. All of the details are in the info box as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you have been inspired.